In this episode, we overhaul the top end part of the Coronet.
Don't mind the blue smoke though.
Alright, so here is the car. So this is the 1971 Dodge Coronet. We ended up doing a video on it for when he initially got it up and going. It's pretty bad. You can take a look. I'll post it, whichever corner it's going to go in. I'll post a video, a link showing, hey, this is when we initially got the car. This is where it's at right now. Doesn't really seem to have moved much, but you'd be amazed. All right, so we swapped over the donor doors over. We got the side glass in it now, so we actually have glass. We also put in rear glass. Let's see here. It also does not... it had an issue with headlights. We ended up changing those over. I'll show you what I ended up doing for those. We also installed a redneck style muffler that was courtesy of Joey at James Automotive. Helped me. He actually gave me the muffler. And then on top of that, helped me weld it in. And Sean, down one of the other guys down here, also helped me weld it in. So shout out to them. I'll walk you through that process. And that literally turned into a, hey, I have a muffler, let's install it. Okay. And that's how we did it. So let's start off. I'm gonna have a bunch of random cuts of different parts of what I've been working on the car over the last few months. It's not enough to maybe put a whole video together, but follow it. It's probably gonna jump around a little bit. I'll do what I can. If I need to narrate it, it'll be back home as mentioned. So yeah, see what we got here. I think the first video I did way back was me dropping the seats off from me pulling it from the 73 Coronet, aka the parts car. Try that. So floors are solid. I mean, a little bit of rust, but I mean, it's like surface rust. I mean, this is a little bit here, not much. Not too bad. I mean, all things considered. Man, that was a very unique color car. All right, B-body Mopars, like always, it seems like. Man, it's nasty in here. So, B-body Mopars, back seat, you have to push and lift at the same time. It's a pain in the ass. Have fun. It's a struggle. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it easy enough, and I don't have a ton of recording time. I'm just gonna set you right there and see if I can. This side, I think, on the left side popped out already. Yeah. Come on. There we go. All right. So, yeah. That's when that goes right out there. You know, believe it or not, first mouse nest I've seen in the entire car. Right there. Which means now I get to mask up because there's gonna be more poop back here. As for the rears, all I do is I take a little pry bar, I pry this little tab up right here, just how it sits like that, and it will lift out and lift straight up. You disconnect from up here, and it comes out. Before anyone says anything, I already know I should be wearing a mask. I just don't have one. So just don't do this. I'm just not breathing. That's what I'm doing. Don't worry. So now that's vacuumed out, and it looks a lot better. Minus some big stuff I gotta get rid of it. Now I'm gonna go through, scrub this, hit the floors real quick, and then vacuum it again. And then I'm just gonna hit on the main rust areas, a little rust encapsulator, to get it so it stops rusting. I don't care about the whole floor. This is not a restoration. Let's try. All right, back seat's back in, and it looks pretty good. A couple tips: make sure that when you put it back in, you feed the seat belts before you snap it down into place. I was smart enough to do it. However, yeah, looks pretty good. Come to the front, easy. It's not really that hard.
So here we are back at the shop. We are saying hello to Mike as he's installing the Coronet seats. His mother is visiting from Florida. She and I just went wedding dress shopping, and he now has her installing seats. Only Mike could do that away from this. Let's see how they're doing.
Alright, so this is the part where I'm going to be honest with you guys. There's going to be a cut, obviously, as you can tell. I'm in my home garage right now, and that's because two things happened. Number one, I got some different SD cards around this time of editing. I got done installing the seats. I was ready to tackle the installing of the aluminum intake and the stealth heads and all of this. And I was like, man, I know there's going to be a lot of recording, so I'm going to try to get some bigger SD cards for my camera. And then they were too big. The camera doesn't recognize cards that are above a certain size, and in turn, it didn't record. So it didn't record for a little while until I realized it. Once the first card was full, I looked and I was like, well, let me double check this. I actually went back and tried to upload the footage, and it wasn't there. It showed it like it was corrupt. It wasn't reading it correctly, wasn't able to write to it, and in turn, nothing got saved. In fact, I actually lost an additional video of me adding a hood scoop to the white hood. I bolted on a fiberglass hood scoop with Joey at James Automotive, and gone. Didn't save anything. It kind of sucks, but that's kind of where we're at right now. So I'm going to cut into now the next footage I have, which is, I want to say, was us cleaning up the block, trying to get a clean surface for the heads to start getting dropped on, and you're going to see us rebuild this motor, at least on the top end, and that's where we'll kick it back off. So, back to it.
Yeah, no, I thought you was on it and like focus.
We're going to use that one because the 426, everything but the 426 uses the same thing. 426 uses a different one.
Alright. So there's our, I'm sorry, this is the 4, what, it's 426.
The one on the left is 426.
So,
yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
okay, so it's just in and out.
In and out, yeah. They're up and down on this one, right? You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of weird.
So high, low, high, low, high, low.
Yeah, because it doesn't give you your 3 though.
Yeah,
we have... Oh, okay, yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like you're kind of...
Yeah, I got you. I see.
You're like crisscrossing.
Yeah.
All right. So we work center out. So it's top.
Do you have
the book?
Yeah, the book. It's behind us on the table.
Shoot, look at that. Alright, so Joey apparently said that this thing's got 30 days to live before it blows the rings out. Because when all this, nice resealed top end and everything, and that compression's got to go somewhere, so it's going to go out the rings. Well, normally I'd say he's right, but Joey's used to working on Chevrolets, and so that being said, if this were a Chevrolet, that's exactly what would happen. It'd blow them rings right the hell out the tailpipe, and they'd be gone. But this is a Mopar. This thing's going to run. Now,
run! Hell yeah.
I mean,
Check where.
what's up?
I was asking a serious question.
What's the question?
We're serious right now.
Do you guys check the where the?
No, we haven't. The other head's sitting over there. We're looking at this one here. Oh, this one. Head bolts. First down to 50, then to 75. The rocker arm shaft assemblies, those are 25 foot-pounds. And then after that, we're going to switch over to the valley pan. Gotta look at the specs on that, I can't remember. But yeah. It's coming along. Day 2. Let's get to it. Alright. Carburetor time. Yeah, let's do all carburetors.
We keep all shit from falling over. Yeah, Valtteri and whatever.
I agree. Alright. John's idea? Diesel fuel. Let's see how well this cleans out. Yeah, it's a lot better. Alright, well, it's not flawless, but a lot better than it was.
Left, we got valve covers,
breather.
We got to recrimp that coil wire.
Gotta redo the coil.
What does this guy go to?
That was, I think, AC.
AC,
or
okay.
something.
Don't need to worry about that.
Nope, we just gotta redo coil and
We gotta tighten down the distributor.
Yeah, retighten down the distributor.
And then
Distributor, valve covers, breather, coil, oil change.
you gotta change the oil.
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah.
for all that.
You pull the heads off, yeah, you have to. They got contaminated.
Yep, and then we got to refill with coolant.
Yep, refill.
Oh, also, since it's drained, I gotta see if I can get that temp sensor off.
Okay. I'll work on that then.
I should have another one. Just be careful. It's brass.
I'm not gonna go crazy on it.
Snap.
Yeah, Mike.
and rounded.
Rotating assembly. Put all on both sides of the
Alright. That's that Mopar brake cleaner, baby.
There goes that fucking power valve. Can we tighten that distributor up some?
Yeah.
Way too much. Okay? 2. Yeah, so you got the back two switched. Okay. You need to put a charger on that battery. Just go and crank it slow. It's like we're losing spark when you release the key. Go ahead. If he's got a fitting with a barb. If he's got a fitting with a barb, that would be perfect.
Check it for me, you know. No, you never know. I might have gotten something else.
You can turn it by hand if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna have to.
Tighten it down. Need the ratchet. Quick update. So we got everything else on. Alright. This is pretty much how we ended up running it. There's a little bit of late night that went into this. So we ended up running a low car throttle cable. Everything here is good. My battery is, well, it's trying. So it doesn't really want to crank over too easy, but everything else, it's good enough. It's good enough for government work at least. And yeah. All right, let's see how she goes. I'll be honest, right off the bat, this thing is like a different car. So it's dramatically quicker. And I actually, went through and tightened up the transmission lines and all that stuff, so it shouldn't be leaking as much. But honestly, this thing is like, I can throw this thing in first, hold the camera, and it will die right off the bat for me, you know? That's normal. Shit. Hoping I'm not out of fuel. I still don't have a working fuel gauge. I was going to replace that, but I didn't because time. So I'm hoping I'm not running out of fuel. I could probably just check the filter, but that's not gonna happen. I'm just gonna try to tough it out to the fuel point here. So the nice part about this is, in drive it's still a dog. The transmission doesn't shift when it's supposed to. I'm missing some of the kickdown linkage, so I can manually shift it and it scoots. And the nice part is out the back, when you get just enough blue smoke from the blow-by, that's when you know when to just kick her down into second or into drive. So, you know, it tells you. You gotta listen to the car. Yeah. But here we are. Let's get some fuel in it. Thankfully, gas is cheap, you know? Well, I went and swing past the shop. Had to grab the good old trunk key here, and as I walk back up, I happened to notice a little drizzle happening. Fun fact, the grommet down here is, well, that's no good, and got a little fuel leak going on. So, I mean, I'm sure it'll be all right. I don't actually need all that fuel. It's weight reduction. The car wants to be faster. Had to get rid of some of that weight. Let's see if she'll make it home. All right, good news, bad news. Good news, got plates. Bad news, doesn't matter. Drove the car the following day once we got all this done. And you know when I said that I don't worry about the fuel filter? I should have worried about the fuel filter. This was it. It literally came out looking like chocolate milk and left me stranded on the road trying to get to work. Which is no big deal, except after I got it towed back to the shop, which was whatever. We changed fuel filter, I drove it for that evening, and immediately returned back to the shop because I had terrible rod knock. To the point to where that rod is gonna shoot out that block at any given time when it decides to quit. So the car's not moving. As of right now, the Coronet project is dead in the water until I can either rebuild one of the 383s I have up here on the shelf. So I have one from a 70, I think it's a 70 Roadrunner. I also have the 383 that came out of the D200, or I can rebuild the one that's in it. But yeah, one of the three have to be rebuilt, or I gotta find a crate motor. Who knows, maybe I'll do a modern Hemi swap, I don't know. But I gotta figure out something I'm gonna do with that. And in turn, I also need to continue working on the 70 Charger so I can get that thing running and driving. Literally only needs like me to finish the brakes, and then it can drive, maybe not legally, but you know, it can drive. So yeah, who knows? But if you guys like what you see, if you guys want to continue seeing me do dumb things I probably shouldn't be doing, like putting way too much money into a 4-door B-body that has no resale value, hit like, hit subscribe, and you know, continue being a bad influence in my life and making me spend money that I probably shouldn't. But until then, keep building.